announced a new nominee for the U.S. Surgeon General who never finished her residency and is not a practicing physician. So can you explain why you picked her to be America's top doctor?
Because Bobby thought she was fantastic. She's she's a brilliant woman who went through Stanford, and as I understand it, she basically wanted to be an academic as opposed to a surgeon. I think she graduated first in her class at Stanford. And Bobby really thought she was great. I don't know her. I listened to the recommendation of Bobby. I met her yesterday and once before. She's a very outstanding person, a great academic, actually.
Okay, so I've been asked by over 100 people to speak on the new nominee for the US Surgeon General, so time for school. First of all, Trump said Casey Means wanted to be an academic as opposed to a surgeon. Well, from what I understand, she's not an academic. She doesn't hold any research or lecturing position at a university and hasn't published any original research in health science since dropping out of a residency. So I'm not sure what he meant by academic here. Maybe he's referring to the fact that she does podcasts. Who knows? Secondly, to hold the position of the nation's top medical doctor, you would think it's a reasonable request to ensure that person is a practicing and qualified medical doctor. But she doesn't hold a medical license and she didn't finish her training, so that's a little bit confusing. Not to mention, I've been sent many videos of her saying objectively wrong things about nutrition and lifestyle medicine. I've done a video correcting her statement that the vitamin C content of spinach goes to 0% after 7 to 14 days in storage. She's been on other big podcasts saying that high insulin levels is the cause of PCOS, which is actually an extremely reductionist and quite predatory take, to be honest. She's also said that Alzheimer's and dementia is type 3 diabetes. So I wonder why she's framing blood sugar and insulin as the root cause of lots of different chronic diseases. Maybe it's to do with the fact that she co-founded a company called Levels, who offer continuous glucose monitors to non-diabetic individuals for a cool $184 a month. She also says doctors in the US get zero education in nutrition, which is also odd because she was part of an ENT residency which has nothing to do with nutrition or public health. So I'm not sure why she brings that up. It's the pot calling the kettle black. Oh, and let's not forget her brother, Callie Means, who said on the Dr. Phil show that the dietary guidelines recommends that a 2-year-old should be consuming 10% of their diet as added sugar. Anyone who has read the dietary guidelines knows that it repeatedly says to avoid and limit added sugars. And let's not forget their best-selling book, Good Energy, which has sold over 1 million copies and apparently has 0 scientific references. For a health book that offers a new cutting-edge understanding of the true cause of illness that until now has remained hidden, you would hope that it would include some robust scientific references, but no. I feel kind of silly now including 400 references in my 180-page book. I should have known I could literally just make stuff up and become a bestseller. But anyway, I think it's clear that you guys can probably do better. Class dismissed.
This video proves once and for all that these people are actually shitting themselves. Why? Because the government guidelines that we've been told to follow for years, the advice that we've been told to follow off these doctors, these nutritionists, these dietitians is just not working. Then all of a sudden when myself or Dr. Means comes along and we explain why it's not working and how we're actually going to fix the problem, a lot of people are actually listening. They're going against the government guidelines. They're getting a lot healthier and these people don't like it. So let me ask you guys this question. If these guidelines worked like you guys constantly say on a daily basis, then why are we in a national health crisis at the moment? And here's the thing. Not one of you people understand why this is happening. Not one of you people understand why people are getting sicker. Not one of you people understand why we have a major problem at the moment with obesity and our only solution is weight loss injections. But then when you have Dr. Means that speaks regularly about this on our podcast, and it's something that I would recommend you guys actually listen to because you might actually learn something, she will actually explain again why this is happening. And she's actually doing this through diet and lifestyle alone, and she's not relying on medication. And this is the reason why she left. This is the reason why she's decided I'm going against these guidelines, because she didn't believe it anymore. And this is what I did, guys. I used to coach this way for years. I used to have people on a lot of fiber, a low calorie diet, a low fat diet. For years I coached this. It wasn't until I got questions like, Mark, I have type 2 diabetes. Mark, I'm struggling with IBS. Mark, I'm struggling with my mental health. Mark, I have these regular cravings. Mark, I'm hungry on a regular basis. I'm struggling with food noise. I hadn't got a clue how to answer these questions. Hadn't got a clue. So what did I do? I recommended that these people go and see a doctor. That was one of the worst things I ever did, guys. But now it's completely different. Now I understand why you guys were struggling in the first place. It was never to do with being on a low calorie diet. It was never to do with being put on a low fat diet. It was actually the opposite. And the information that we got for years and years and years, that we need to get rid of the fats and we need to be on a low fat diet. This is what's actually caused the problems, okay? The rubbish that we were told about saturated fats, guys, was absolute rubbish. Yet these people will convince us on a daily basis that there's nothing wrong with seed oils at all. And this is what's actually causing the problems. These people don't give a shit about your health. They only care about getting you guys in shape. That's the problem. And that's where we're going wrong. We need to be focusing more on our health, and we need to be focusing more on the food that we're eating on a daily basis, guys. And this is the message that Dr. Means is trying to get on a daily basis. She's trying to talk to people that when it comes to you guys getting healthy and you get sicker when you're older, we don't need to rely on medication. Our food that we eat, guys, can actually help and solve the problems. And it's very, very disappointing when I see these videos on a regular basis. You guys in the fitness industry, the health industry, you like to bash these people like Dr. Means just because she's going in a different direction than you guys are, and she's going against what you guys believe in. We should be actually applauding these people, guys, for the work they do. Write that down.